Imagine the battlefield of 1916. The earth shakes. Soldiers freeze as they see a massive iron beast crawling across the muddy trenches of the First World War. It was not a horse, not artillery, not anything they had ever seen before. It was the birth of the tank, a machine that would change the face of war forever. But how did this strange, lumbering monster evolve over 100 years into today's lightning-fast, heavily armored war machines? This is the story of the tank. The first tanks of World War I were far from perfect. Britain's Mark I rolled onto the battlefield in 1916 at the Battle of the Somme. It looked like an armored box with caterpillar tracks, and it moved painfully, slowly, barely walking pace. Many broke down before even reaching the fight. Yet, despite all their flaws, these machines terrified enemy soldiers. Why? Because tanks could cross trenches, smash through barbed wire, and shrug off small arms fire. They were a glimpse of the future. World War I took this idea and turned it into an arms race. Nations poured resources into designing faster, deadlier, and more reliable tanks. Germany's panzer divisions, swift and coordinated, shocked Europe during the Blitzkrieg. On the other side, the Soviet Union produced the legendary T-34, a tank so revolutionary in design and mass production that it helped turn the tide of war on the Eastern Front. Meanwhile, the United States unleashed the M4 Sherman, a tank that wasn't the strongest, but was built in such massive numbers that it became the backbone of Allied victory. Pause for a moment. Imagine being a soldier in 1941, hearing the roar of dozens of tanks rolling toward you across open fields. The ground vibrates, smoke fills the air, and in that moment, you realize the battlefield has changed forever. By the Cold War, tanks became symbols of global power. The Soviet T-55, and later the T-72, the American M60, and the British Centurion dominated armies worldwide. No longer just machines of war, they were political statements. Whoever had the most advanced tanks had the upper hand in global influence. This was an age where tanks were not just tools, they were icons. But innovation didn't stop there. In the 1980s, the world saw the rise of what many call the modern supertanks. The American M1 Abrams, with its gas turbine engine and advanced armor, set a new standard. Germany introduced the Leopard 2, a tank famous for its precision and speed. Britain rolled out the Challenger 2, boasting unmatched defensive strength. These machines weren't just armored vehicles anymore. They were nearly invincible fortresses on tracks. Let's pause here for you, the viewer. If you had to choose one tank speed, firepower, or armor, which would you pick? As the 21st century arrived, tanks evolved once again, this time shaped by technology. Laser rangefinders, thermal imaging, computerized targeting systems, suddenly tanks could fight not just with brute force, but with digital precision. Drones, satellites, and smart weapons influenced how tanks were used in battle. Today's tanks, like the upgraded M1A2 Abrams or the Russian T-14 Armata, are more than machines. They are complex networks on tracks, integrating electronics, armor composites, and powerful cannons. Yet one question lingers in military strategy. In an age of drones and cyber warfare, do tanks still matter? Some say tanks are outdated, easy targets for modern missiles. Others argue they remain the backbone of land warfare, unmatched in their ability to dominate terrain and inspire fear. Think about this. Even after a century, no machine has replaced the tank's unique combination of armor, firepower, and mobility. From the muddy fields of World War I to the deserts of Iraq and beyond, the tank continues to evolve, adapting to each new era of conflict. For over 100 years, tanks have rolled across battlefields as both weapons and symbols of power. From the clumsy iron giants of 1916 to today's high-tech war machines, they represent humanity's relentless push to master war through innovation. But here's the real question. 100 years from now, will tanks still thunder across the battlefield? Or will they become relics of a past age? What do you think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more.